season turn, 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 and the tide to every purpose under heaven.
Thank you. Today, for our last Sunday in September, we're going to talk about finding balance in God. Balance. What does balance mean to you? Where do you find balance? Anyone? In nature. Anyone else? In your diet. Anyone else? A good night's sleep. Hallelujah. In the breath. Yes. Balance is important for our life. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. And as I've said before, we are 100% human. And we are 100% divine. And within that, we need to balance those so that we can live our life. Because if we neglect either one, we're out of balance. And what happens when we're out of balance? We're short on breath. We're not at peace. We're not allowing ourselves to even see the beauty around us. It's all part of our life. So let's explore this and find God in our balance. From Ecclesiastes, we just sung that song by Pete Singer based on chapter 3, verse 1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven. What does that mean? That means that everything is. Does anyone have any argument with that? I bet individually at times we do argue with it. But everything has its purpose under heaven. There's no place where God is not. God is here and here and here and there and there and there and everywhere. So there is the blessing, and we can find our balance in God. Myrtle Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, gosh, I love Myrtle Fillmore. She says, the soul finds its true balance when it rests in the consciousness of God's love. I like this because it's important for us to know what we're referring to when we say God. And there's a lot of interpretations of God. But since coming to Unity, I have seen God as love, as a vibration of energy that's very appealing to me. God's love. And so if we can rest in the consciousness of God's love, we find balance. We find inspiration. We find guidance. We find direction. We find solutions. We find answers. And sometimes we find questions. But our true soul, which is our inner essence, has a journey. There's a reason why we're here. Anyone absolutely clear on why they're here? I'm absolutely clear on why I'm here. It's a journey, and we need to address that. Ask that question. Why am I here? What's my purpose for being on the planet today? What do I bring to the mix? Each of us is individual and unique, and we're all the same. How does that work? I don't know. But it's a pair of ducks, a paradox. We are blessed by the journey within us that gives us guidance to bring our talents and our gifts into life. Hermann Hesse, great author, said, "Some of us think holding on makes us strong, but sometimes it is letting go." Now, we've all seen it in the movies. I'm holding on, but I think I'm slipping. Is that strong or desperation? Sometimes it's letting go where we find our strength, our courage, our faith. And if you ever experience those old cliffhangers where someone's literally going to fall, continue next week. And what invariably happens is the fall is only 2 feet. Or they land on a great big bubble, or splash in the water, or something that's no danger at all. They just might get a little messy. Observing that holding on often leads us to feeling trapped, stuck, out of balance. It's in the letting go that we open up to new possibilities. I don't know everything. In fact, I'm clear and clear that I know nothing. But God knows, and God has skills. And I've decided that God gets to take care of all the how. I get the want, God gets to figure out how. And with that, we have a partnership. So talk to God. Be in communication with God. Ask questions. Ask for clarity. It works. It's powerful. So, finding balance in God. Dr. H. Emily Cady, I would love to have met this woman. She was She was the first female doctor in New York City in the late 1800s. So amazing. And she wrote the book, Lessons in Truth, which is a foundational book in unity. And in it she says, there is nothing to fear, for God is the one presence and one power. And in that power, we are safe and secure. This is one of the payoffs of identifying that we're one with God's love. Is there anything to fear in God? Nothing. And when our humanness is in fear, because I don't have enough money for the rent, or my granddaughter's taking some steps I wouldn't advise. Fear. Anyone ever experienced it? Yes? That's the human fear. In God, there is nothing. So 100% of us has no fear. And it's God that gives us the balance to have faith that even though we don't see how that's going to work out, it will. Because there is only one power and one presence in the universe and in our life, God. By whatever name or interpretation you give it. Jesus, Allah, Buddha, Goddess, substance, principle, that thing, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't matter. God's big enough for all the names we give it. And Charles Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity, has this perspective. He says, let go of the personal and lay hold of the universal. There you will find your strength, your peace, and balance. This means don't give so much credit to the 100% human, personal part of it. Give your presence to that 100% divine nature of you. Stand in that presence with our faith our life, our wisdom, our joy. It really is a blessing to find balance so that we can breathe easier, so we can be in nature, so we can allow ourselves to be one with each other and see what we are doing together. Because where two or more are gathered, magic happens. And this is why we have community, why we come together, and why we have helping hands, and why we have the men in unity, and the wise women, and the classes, and the workshops, and the spirit groups. It's all part of finding balance in the strength that we can be together. Make sense? Good. So this week, I ask us to dive into this. Go into it 100%. Our personal exploration. Sacred rhythm. This means create your own rituals of prayer, of meditation, and of rest. Each of us have our own way of doing this. Our prayer might be walking prayer. Our meditation might be sitting and staring at a candle flame. And rest might be just taking a breath, or stepping back, or sitting down, or taking a walk in the labyrinth. Sacred rhythm is how we choose to consciously be in the presence of God's love. A gratitude practice. I've talked about this a lot, but recognize the beauty in both action and stillness. And practice gratitude. You might wake up in the morning and think of 5 things you're grateful for. Or just before you lay your head on your pillow, think of 5 things you're grateful for that day. Be grateful that you have the vitality to do what you decide to do. And the wisdom to pause, to refresh, to eat, to play, and have fun. Boundaries. Boundaries are important. Say yes with intention. And say no with love. No is an option, especially if you find we're really busy. I often have to say no. But I can say no with love rather than no! Which not only hurts the ears, it creates a vibration of dissonance. And we want more balance, yes? Saying yes with intention is commit to it. This is the step I'm taking. This is what I'm going to do. And with that, you are fully engaged. And the last is service and self-care. If you're having any difficulty, be of service to others. And serve others from a full cup, not an empty one. Serving from an empty cup makes us anemic, makes us get sick. Anyone ever done it? I've done it a lot. Fill yourself up, just like they say in the airplane. When the mask drops, put it on yourself first and then help others. It does no good if you pass out and your child's sitting there going, what do I do now? From our full cup, where we're in balance, that's where we can serve. And if we're not ready yet, it's perfectly fine to say, I can't do it today. I need some self-time. I need my soul to catch up with how far I've gone, so that we can be vital and strong and healthy in all that we do. And that's a good thing, because we can find balance in God. Thank you.